Also, I just realized my head is like chopped off in this view. You know what? I don't even care. I don't. You guys don't
Wish-
see my
I
fucking
wish
forehead.
I wish my head was chopped off.
It's because my computer is basically 4 inches from my face. So
My eyes just keep moving around. See, this is how I know I'm cross-eyed. Look at my eyes right now.
you are not.
You tell me I don't got a lazy eye? Look at me. Look at it.
Somebody come get her. Somebody come and get her.
Come get her.
She's dancing like a stripper.
She's acting like a lunatic. Okay? She's acting like a lunatic. Anyways, welcome back. Welcome back, bros, hoes, and non-binary Joes, even though that's kind of a masculine name, but whatever. No, Little Women, Joe. Remember?
I had a friend whose middle name was Joe.
I love
She was a
that.
girl. Mm-hmm.
Was her name Sammy Joe?
No. Crystal.
Crystal Joe.
Mm-hmm. It's because her dad's name was Joe, and that was her middle name.
Okay. I was like, how'd we arrive there? Was it Josephine or?
Nope. Just Joe.
We're really going in. I know. I hate that when people are like, it's just B?
Is it Beatrice? No.
So short for anything? Or your name's just Mari? That's it? Mm-hmm. What did you expect it to be?
I'm sorry? Like, I don't.
1800s England, where everyone has 8,000 names. Get out of my face.
Guinevere? Is that? No, I'm sorry that my name isn't that long.
The third. Shut up. Anyways, here's the thing. This is episode 74, and it's going to hit you like a lightning bolt.
Mm-hmm.
It came to, you're too late.
Bon Jovi was one of my first crushes ever in my life.
Oh my God.
This was the 80s.
I know, but they're one of the people when I say I don't like them, people act like I murdered kittens in front of them.
It's the same thing with Beyonce because I'm sorry to tell everybody, but her new song is garbage, and I fucking
her new song
hate
is
it.
garbage. But the album came out today, so we're gonna listen to it. We're gonna
hate the whole thing too. I can't do it.
You don't really like her, and that's okay.
I don't.
That's okay. But yeah, people act like
travesty to people because it's like it's like Jesus to people.
Well, that's how people act like when I'm like, I don't like the Beatles. I don't like
oh my God, don't listen to this. He'll hate you forever.
Here's me saying I don't like something doesn't mean I'm saying you talentless piece of fucking shit.
I give him shit all the time about the Beatles.
They're so talented. I just don't care for that music. Yeah. It doesn't please my ears. I'm not going to listen to shit that doesn't please my ears. Mm-hmm. The same way I'm not listening to like all the time. Like I want to hear what you're saying to me. Like, yes. Anyways, tangent. I didn't take my.
We had lots of those today. It's fine. Everything's
so
fine.
Many, and they all make sense.
They do.
So we're going to talk today about why the way that you speak to yourself matters.
Mm-hmm. Which came to me at a time where I was being an asshole to myself. I texted Mari. I was like, hey, what do you think about doing an episode on how you talk to yourself matters? She's like, I love it. And I was like, good, because I'm being a fucking cunt to myself and I'm over it. Like, I'm so done with this.
And then when we were in the midst of recording, or right before we recorded today, you were like, I'm really sick of having 3 good days out of the month.
Guys, it's not an exaggeration. I think I have 3 days of the month where I'm like happy. My fucking attitude is positive, and the other 28 days are like fucking I just want to rage. Like
this has nothing to do with anything, but it made me think of it. I was doing a Lizzo 10-minute arm workout with Robin Arzon on Peloton, and she said, listening to Lizzo makes me want to growl, scream, and burn shit. I was like,
yeah, that's why I feel like every day.
That's what I'm saying. In our 28 days, I feel like I just want to burn shit. I want to rip
cabinets off the wall. I just want to throw things out the window. For what?
Then here's the thing. And Steph and I both utilize DBT. DBT therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy, points out how much your physical body and like what you're doing plays into your mental. Mm-hmm. Because if you're harboring like all of that angst and rage, there's no way your internal dialogue, that ad campaign that you're saying is like, I'm so grateful.
Yeah, exactly.
Today is wonderful. I love the sun. It's like, if Susan looks at me the wrong way, I swear to God, like if this one person got caught in front of me, I dare you. Like it's you rage out, and then you start to internalize it, right? Because there's no one around you to project it on. And because, again, those thoughts are running so rampant in our head, again, I'm going to bring it up until I die, because I learned this, 60 to 120,000 thoughts a day go through your mind. Imagine putting on repeat the song that you hate. Imagine listening to, for you, Beyonce's new song on repeat.
I would want to die.
Stephanie, for 2 hours. Just imagine 2 hours.
I don't like the 4 minutes of the fucking song.
That's what I'm saying.
Therefore.
So imagine 2 hours, right? I can't even think of what song I hate the most.
Thank you for now implanting that song in my head, because now it's on repeat. You fucking asshole.
You wanna break my soul.
Stop it. I can't.
My favorite part
Goddamn
was like,
worst.
My favorite part was like Beyonce came out with Break My Soul, and the US government was like, hold my beer. Because Roe v. Wade was overturned the next day. I was like, we were all feeling good, man. They let us have a moment. They let us have a moment of like, you know what? It's going to be, and it was like, screw it. No, you get no rights. That Willy Wonka, you lose. That sound on Instagram? Anyways. So imagine having to listen to something you hate for just 2 hours, right? But now this is just your thoughts on a daily basis, 24 hours a day, 365, that you're just listening to this negative way that you're speaking about yourself. And even if, but Mari, I'm just joking. I'm just joshing. I don't really think that. Your brain doesn't know the difference. Your ears hearing it does not know the difference. You're being like, I'm so stupid. Like, well, obviously I know I'm not stupid, but then stop saying it.
Why are you saying it?
Then why are you saying it? Don't do that. Don't do that. Because your brain and your ears aren't differentiating. It heard it. So now it's filed. And though if you keep doing it, it keeps repeating, it keeps doing it, like, what is the point? Because
then your brain is like, well, I guess I'm fat and stupid. Like, you say that every day. So I guess that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I explain it to people.
Guess I'm fat and ugly.
Like, literally. I mean, when you really break it down, then you feel stupid. You're like, wow, that's embarrassing that I do that. Right? Like me constantly telling myself you're a fucking psychopath. Like, that's something I want to internalize.
And then it just makes me want to confront people with what they're actually saying. I'll be like, oh, you're a psychopath? So you just fucking murder people? Like, that's what you do? That's like, so you just don't give a fuck about anybody? You're like all of these other things that it's like, well, I don't do any of that. Then stop saying it. Stop fucking saying it. And here's the thing. Say you are fat. What does the constant realization and shaming of yourself do for you? What is that going to do for you?
Behaviors or seek out treatment or no?
But I feel so ready. After calling myself a piece of fucking garbage, you fat, trashy bitch, you look like blah, blah. I'm going to go run. I feel so good, right? No part of you feels good. You're like, you know what? I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. You go, maybe not consciously, but then you go do a negative coping skill. And negative can be deemed in any way, right? Maybe you self-harm. Maybe there's suicidal ideations. Maybe it's that you binge. Maybe it's that you literally just don't do anything. You just void off into, the abyss of social media or scrolling or whatever. You ignore your kids, ignore your spouse, husband, ignore yourself, like whatever. But like, so you just disassociate, not in the sense of like actual disassociating, but like, I don't want to do this. Yeah, numb out. Thank you. I couldn't remember what Brene said, but you just numb out. How is that helping any situation?
Here's the other thing. I was thinking about this one day and I was like, I can literally convince myself into not feeling good, right? Like if I'm dreading something the next day and I'm like, I really don't want to do this. I fucking hate it. I'm going to wake up with a headache and then I have an excuse to not do that thing, AKA going to my old job constantly.
Yeah.
Because I also internalized stuff and then that would cause like legitimate migraines or like stomach aches, right? But if I really dig my heels into something and I'm constantly telling myself, I don't want to do it. This is going to be terrible. This is going to suck. I hate it. What part of me is going to want to do that? Right? I have clients that are like, I want a fit body, but I hate working out. It doesn't make me feel good. It's stupid. Okay. That's not going to motivate you to be physically active then, right? Like, let's flip it of like, I actually get to work out. There's people that actually can't, right? I love working out. It makes me feel good.
Same,
So that's not an
same.
issue for me. Are there times I don't want to get up early? Yeah,
Yes.
because I
oh my
love
God,
sleep.
yes. Because I'm a human. Just because I like working out and I know it makes me feel better doesn't mean that every day I wake up like the sun shines out of my ass. Like I'm like, oh my God. Just because I'm a therapist and I have a pretty bubbly personality doesn't mean every day I'm fucking happy. It doesn't mean I'm masking.
Right.
Let's be clear on this too. It doesn't mean that we're masking. It means that we have a very realistic conversation with ourselves of, well, how is this effective? How is you just then dreading the rest of whatever XYZ you're consistently saying over and over again that you don't want to do this, right? It's not helpful. So Steph and I do this all the time. We mark each other and it's like, oh, I don't want to do this, whatever. And we, in the beginning, would flip it for each other just inadvertently of like, okay, but we're going to get through the day, blah, blah, blah. And now we even do it of like, this isn't even helpful. So I'm not even going to just keep sitting on here and spewing this garbage.
Yes.
You know, if you got
complaining, what is the point of that?
Yeah, if you've got something to say it. I'm just going to get off so I don't keep spewing negativity, right? That's what we're asking you to do. We're not asking you to just pretend or push it off or any of those things, but I'm asking you to just start to recognize, maybe start tallying the times where you aren't nice to yourself, like directly you, right? Because if you think about, oh my God, Mari, all of these negative thoughts, if I tally, I'm going to have just journals full of tally marks. Then focus on one thing. Focus on maybe the times that you label yourself or you blame yourself, right? Think of the cognitive errors, that series that we're doing. Think about that, or series that we've done. I can't remember if this will come out somewhere in the interim towards the end. So think about those cognitive errors. Pick one maybe where it's like, okay, I'm blaming myself. This week I'm going to look at just the times that I'm blaming myself. I'm not asking you to challenge them yet. I'm just asking you to start making yourself aware that you're doing them. If you're not aware of something and accept that you do it, you cannot work towards change. That's like not accepting you have a flat tire and just continuing to drive. Like, no, it's going to make it. I'm going to make it. And buddy, you're riding on rim. What are you doing? Like, quit it. You're damaging so much else when you don't have to. Accept first and then you can change.
I can tell you though, when I'm, those 28 days out of the month where I fucking hate everything.
Mid 28 days, like day 12. I'm in the thick of it.
The act of practicing gratitude is harder for me. Does that mean I don't do it? No. But like I was doing gang guidance a couple weeks ago and we are reading the book, You Are a Badass, and like discussing it every single week. Right. And I told the girls, I was like, here's the thing. I review what I'm going to present to you guys before I do it. I said, and I'm gonna be real. I was reading through it and I was like, love yourself, blah, 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 like, so cool. And I was 100% honest. I was like, I am not in this right now. I am in a place where I'm like, everything's fucking dumb. I'm angry. Right. By the end of it, I felt better just presenting this information to them because I was reiterating it to myself. When I make posts about like change or challenging things, it's because I need to hear that. It's because I need to be reminded that for 9 years when I worked at the hospital, I could say, I don't know, 97% of the days I dreaded going, right? I fucking woke up every day and I was like, I don't want to fucking do this. Not because I didn't like helping people. That was a very bad place to work. We were not treated well.
Stephanie, I feel like I wholeheartedly can be like, there wasn't one day I looked forward to going to work.
You know why I looked forward to going to work? To see you.
That's it.
Like, because I knew we were going to be together for 50 hours a week. Right?
Maybe because we had a nail appointment after lunch. Then I was like, okay.
I plan to get a pedicure and fucking ice.
I can do this. Like Wednesdays. Yeah. Wednesdays were my best days.
Yep.
Because I didn't have any groups or staffing.
Yep.
What? So
do you know what day I dreaded? Fridays, because I had 2 groups on Fridays. Who gives somebody 2 groups on a fucking Friday? But here's the caveat. I could challenge that and say, I get to do the fun groups though. I don't have to do like teaching groups. So like I get to make fucking putty with the kids. So like I would be able to challenge it at times. Not always. I'm going to be honest. Not always. I had to get to a point though, where I had to really be like, you know what? This is what my life is right now. And it just is what it is. I can accept it or I can continue to be mad. Did I continue to be mad for a long time? Yes. Until I got myself out of that situation. Are there days that I wake up and I'm like, I just don't have it in me to do this today? Yeah, I'm going to be real. 100% because I'm a human and I have my own shit going on. Do I still show up? Yes, I 100% do. Because in my mind, I'm able to say, I am able to work for myself. I'm able to make my own money. I am able to help people. And that's what keeps me going. Right. As opposed to just being mad that I have to go to work today. I'm thankful that I can pay my bills.
And also just acknowledging too, not every day is going to be a great day for me when I'm working. So it's completely okay for me to feel like I don't want to do this right now.
Mhm.
I'm acknowledging the fact, though, that I feel that way. And I'm also acknowledging the fact, though, that just staying stuck in that feeling isn't going to get me through the day. It will make me getting through the day harder.
Yes.
So what is something I can do to make it a bit better? And that for Mari looks like, maybe I'll bring a Diet Coke with me, or maybe I'll get a coffee, or maybe I'll do, this little thing, or I'll bring my pens with me and I'll work on my bullet journal because I know this client usually only goes a half hour, or this person paid for a half hour. So I do little things like that to make it a point during my day to do something that feels good or feels more productive versus just being like, nah.
How many times, I'll say at our old job specifically, did you fortune tell or catastrophize it was going to be a terrible day?
Fortune tell all the time. Literally cry almost every day. I'm not a catastrophizer. I'm not like, I'm in the fucking world's going to end. Like, I don't think about that, but I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is a black and white statement and not necessarily accurate, but I can't remember a time where I wasn't like.
When we had holiday parties.
Those were so much fun.
And fun days. We had awesome Halloween parties with the kids. We had awesome 4th of July and Christmas.
Yes.
Like, we looked forward to those days throughout the whole year.
I loved those days.
Kids ate up that shit, right? Like they felt welcomed and helped and like they loved it. And there wasn't safety concerns. We didn't do family sessions. We didn't have like official groups. Like those were times that were awesome.
And this is how when you only or think about the negatives of something, you forget to think about those positives. Because in my mind, I was like, I know not every day I woke up and was like, oh, I don't want to go. But I was like, I really can't remember a day that I was like, yay.
Yep.
I don't remember. I think I would get excited about intake days though too when I was getting somebody because then it was out of the norm and it was like, oh, I got to find out about somebody new. 9 times out of 10 though, you never really got to complete your assessment and there was a code, but.
See, my brain's the complete opposite. I dreaded those days because I was like, I don't know what to expect. I'm out of control. What if they're this? What if and it was just like 0 to 100. And then I had to get to the point where I was like, I'm actually not going to know until I get there. So let's pump the fucking brake stuff and not think that it's going to be a travesty. Now I like those sessions. I love to ask questions and get to know people. So it's like one of my favorite things.
It is literally my fave.
I mean, the moral of the story, you guys, is just like, again, pay attention to what you're saying to yourself. And that also includes like minimizing shit, right? Like, for example, Mari complimenting me on my pull-ups and my initial response was, I mean, it's easier with the fucking band. Like I was minimizing the fact that I've been trying to do this, right? Like why are we doing that though? Because we're taught talking positively about yourself is frowned upon. Just complain about stuff. Just talk about the bad stuff. Like, let's just live there. I don't want to live there anymore.
No, I don't. Like, what is discounting positives doing for me? I'm the one who's consistently doing it. So yes, I deserve the praise. So if we're looking at how to change, I'm going to summarize some points here for people to do, because sometimes when I have to listen to something and pick out what I'm supposed to do, I give up. I'm like, well, that's dumb because it's not easy.
Yeah.
So summarizing points and stuff, you add in whatever you want to. I'm just going to kind of talk randomly.
Yeah.
I think a great starting point when you are trying to change a habit, because talking negatively can be a habit for people, is to acknowledge how much you do the habit. So again, keeping a tally or a visual reminder or a changing a bracelet, like having a hair tie and changing it to your hand every time that you have one of those negative thoughts. So it's giving you this physical response to correlate with that thought process. So it's making it more of a mindful moment, is a way to really start solidifying in your brain how much you do it. If you are not aware of how much you do it, then you don't know. You have no idea. Because Steph and I have worked at this so long, when my automatic negative thoughts about myself have to do with body image and like weight. Even if I do make a mistake, I don't remember the last time I was like, oh, I'm such an idiot, or oh, I'm so stupid. I literally don't. It feels gross to think about that now. So like, obviously my weight and whatever is one that the area that I need to work on, but in the sense of you can get to the point where it might pop in your head because it's just like an automatic thought, just a predetermined thought. And you can be like, what? No, that's not, I don't think that I'm stupid. So I'm not even going to say that out loud.
Yeah.
So that's dumb. Like, oh, I made a mistake. It's okay to make mistakes, or I misunderstood, or whatever that it is. Like, what? So first and foremost, get yourself familiar with how much you're doing it. You don't know what you don't know. So if you don't realize how much you're speaking ill about yourself or what that negative thought process looks like, you've got to make yourself aware of it. Then I would start to work on setting a goal for yourself 2 to 3 times a week to write down the automatic negative thought that you're experiencing and challenge it. Write it down, people. Don't do that shit in your head. You really think you're going to be able to challenge a negative thought with 60 to 120,000 other thoughts running through your mind? You're out of your mind. You're out of it. If you think that that's going to be able to be something that you can do, I still write shit down. I still have to write things down.
Challenging it doesn't mean you go one extreme to the other. Challenging it means you make it a little bit less negative each and every time. You have to get used to doing it. And if you're trying to go extremes, your brain's gonna be like, bitch, shut the fuck up. That is not how that works.
Exactly. Please go listen to our 2 episodes on cognitive errors and how to challenge them, or subscribe to the podcast, even if it's just for the month, and blow through all the cognitive errors series. Like, listen to it. Because it's true. It's never going to be about someone else. It's never an action statement. I will love myself one day. No, shut up. Oh, and then like never an automatic flip. Well, I hate myself. Well, I love myself. No, that's not real. That's what we're talking about. Write it down so you can come up with something that is just a balanced thought. We're asking for balance, not extremes.
The other one I would say is like ask for not clarification, but like
a fact check.
Yes, with a person that you trust and that you feel comfortable being vulnerable with. I do it with Mari all the time, constantly. And there's nothing wrong with that because I trust that she's going to be honest with me and like lead me in the right direction, not placate me or not be a complete asshole. So,
and I want to say this just to challenge the statement that you just said. You don't do it all the time. You don't do it constantly. We did it a lot in the very beginning of our friendship. But I think there has definitely been a reduction in the past 2 years of us like being like, am I fucking crazy here? Like those like text messages that we've done with each other. I feel like there's definitely been a reduction because you've worked your fucking ass off being like, no, my feelings are fucking valid, and also I can understand that they're valid, but I don't have to sit in them.
Yes.
Boom. And then increase the challenges. So you start maybe at 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, just keep going, keep challenging. And if you've worked really good on one, like, so for example, I don't call myself names. I don't like label or whatever. Move on to the next cognitive error, the distortion, move on to the next distortion that you see coming up of like, okay, you know what, I do mind read a lot. Go get in there.
Yep.
Because all of these cognitive distortions are what play into these negative thoughts about yourself.
Yep. And then your anxiety, depression, whatever you're dealing with, just gloms onto it and then makes it worse. Yes.
Spirals.
Yep.
Okay. Boom. Another one bites the dust. 75 is next. We're coming on a big one.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God. I'm excited.
Oh
Anyways,
my God.
you can find me in the club. No, I'm just kidding. You can find Steph at The Spooky Therapist. I am at BEA_XO11. We are at Rewriting Her Story on Instagram and Gmail. That is our handle. Please email us if you have any questions, concerns, comments. We would love to hear them. If you have any topics you'd like covered, 9 times out of 10, there is another person who wants to hear or needs to hear the same exact thing. So please, we love it. Yes. YouTube, Rewriting Her Story Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. Check us out. We literally videotape ourselves doing this, so you can see how wild and crazy we are. We love you guys so much. Until next time, okay? Bye.